celebration is last week, 8 out of 9 of my kids met their safety goals.
Woo-hoo.
That was good, yeah.
That's good.
Only one didn't, even though that one sticks in your brain, like, "Ooh, you're so frustrated." But 8 out of 9 did, and that's with 2 new kids. So that's good.
And they have exceeded every expectation that I absolutely thought. It's been really hard testing, but it just so, I'm really overwhelmed. I'm so overwhelmed, you guys. I'm afraid you guys think I cheated.
No,
It's good. We see how hard you work every day with those kids. No.
That is a celebration. Very good. Is that everyone's celebration then?
I
We
think
can
that's
jump
everyone's
into
celebration,
our
yeah.
sharing.
Alright,
You want me to go first?
sure. And I
Let's go
wrote-
down.
So I'll set a timer for 2 minutes, and then we can do our share out for 3. Is that,
Yeah.
alright, cool. Is that okay, Ms. Ward? Being bossy.
Okay, so we just started, I had finished that one on sight words that they were so excited about, so I told them we could extend it another week, which we did. They were so thrilled for that because everyone's scores just went higher and higher. But, so I did tell them it was time to start a new one. And this one we're gonna stick to through May 17th, which I guess is that last Friday before the last week. So we'll be doing this for a couple weeks. But we are learning about, good sentence writing. I've heard through AIR testing that you get mega points for simple things like punctuation, capitalization, which they need to know in kindergarten anyways. But so for the kindergarten Thrive, for a kindergartner, their writing has to have 4 different goals. They have to use capital letter, they have to use an end mark, they have to sound out words phonetically, and then they have to have like a verb and a noun, so their sentence has to make sense. So earlier this week, I just gave them a prompt about Easter. We read a book about Easter and Clifford hiding the Easter egg, so I asked them if they could hide the Easter eggs, where would it be? And then I just gave them no help. I would not help them sound out words. I didn't, well, before we went to our seat, I just reminded them these are the things we need for a good sentence, capital letter, punctuation, blah, blah. So then I got their writing back and I just scored it according to the Thrive goals. So we're about 50-50, 47%. A Thrive score is 3 out of 4 is proficient for kindergarten, 3 out of those 4 things. So 47% of the class did not, they only got 1 or 2 points. 53% of the class got 3 or 4 points. So I think moving forward, what I'll do is just every week on Friday, give them a different prompt and just see if I can get those 1s and 2s to go higher. But what I wanted to ask, like the first grade teacher, my kids, they're already at 3 and 4, so they're already starting proficient for kindergarten. Do you think I should push them like to do more than 1 sentence or to add more detail, or what do you look for in first grade? If they're already meeting that goal of those 4 things.
You could add another sentence. Did you talk about leaving spaces and baseline writing?
Yes, so that is not, and so that's not one of the things is finger spaces on Thrive. And this one, obviously, these are words, they can't read the goals. So I now am gonna give them this one that has pictures, and they can go through and check mark, I did this, I did this, I did this, and one of them has a finger space.
That
So
would be
is
helpful,
one.
yeah.
That's
because so
helpful.
much of the time they still write it
Yeah.
like
Right
it's all
next
one
to
long
each other.
word.
Your 3s and 4s can start adding adjectives too.
And yet, we talked about that today because the one of them said he has a giant was his word. He had a giant egg. Oh, here it was. I will hide a giant Fortnite egg. And so we talked about the.
Okay, yes, I will go ahead. So mine is very new. I finished up my PDSA last week on beginning, middle, and ending sounds. So this week I'm moving into sight words from our Thrive 5 goals for quarter 4. And I tied it in with like a little kindergarten update that I sent home. So
Kudos to the second or the kindergarten teachers, because with really concentrating on those sight words, because the faster that they know those first 100 sight words makes it easier for Lisa. When they get to me, I can go right into comprehension,
Yes.
which then leads to helping them, so.
That's why it is more of a simple type of PDSA, it's just
But
knowing
it's,
your words,
it's
but
so,
it's,
it's as
Important is so
important
important.
as the phonics
that's
part.
what I
I'm
wrote
just
to the
telling you.
parents, that, I mean,
Yeah.
these words, even though they know them, continue to build on them, because this is the foundation, I wrote that in my note to the parents, that, I mean, this seems like a simple task, but it really is the foundation that we're building for them to move on.
Refreshing to hear 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds talk about, well, you didn't add this detail, or you didn't pull it from the stories.
That's
That's
awesome.
what we're doing.
One thing I noticed last week, we talked about, you know, you did sight words, I'm doing sight words, you talked about their words with the scoops, and we mentioned where we're all getting our sight words from. Would that be a topic, like what are the words that they're reading? Is
They're-
it fries, is it journeys, is it?
No, under personification, that poster
Are you,
That's
using the
the
Dolce or
CDM.
the Fry?
No, I'm using the Fluency CDM.
See, we're all, so I'm wondering if maybe
yeah.
we all get on the same page as to what,
That would be awesome.
because we're
Next
using
year.
from journeys, you had mentioned fry, you had mentioned dolce.
Yeah.
Which one is more rigorous?
You use
She
Fry?
said
That's-
fry.
Well, Fry is the most
It's comprehensive.
recently studied and has the most recent data on. The Dolce is what, 1920s? So
Yeah.
they kind of feel like it's time to
I'm
move
just hearing we're
on.
all working on sight words,
I
and
think next year, when
maybe
we
we
get
should-
together as a team next year at the beginning of the year, that can be something that I'll get out to everybody. I'll get you the website where it's at and all of that stuff,
because
and
then
then
that
we
way
can all
we
use
can all
the same.
build off, that way we're all on the same list, you know, Kay's doing sight words, we've got our,
Yeah.
Okay, I'll time myself. So my current PDSA, I've continued the same one since, like January, but I've changed it a little bit. So it's always been expressing our feelings, safely, doing safe things. But now, I've added, we're gonna behave safely and we're gonna express our feelings. So we're actually having them identify the trigger and the emotion. We got 2 new students, so before spring break, we sat as a group, and this is one of my, I don't know if it's actually a plus or a delta, but it's something we added in and it was good. So, we sit as a class and we list our feelings on the board. How are you feeling right now? And I'll say, oh my gosh, Mrs. Pressler, I'm feeling, you know what, I'm feeling a little bit nervous because we have new people coming, but I'm really excited too. And then if someone else feels that, we'll put like a tally next to it so that they can see, you know, everyone's feeling a lot of things and they really like that.